Okay guys, so we're here and we're going to talk about the footwork in boxing. This is the first part of the course. We've just spoken about the equipment that we need for boxing, but now we're going to go into something that's very, very important, which is your footwork. Your footwork is going to make or break you in boxing. If you haven't got good footwork, you're going to be vulnerable, yeah? So what we're going to talk about is how to move and how to have a solid foundation, and that's going to be good enough to get you into your boxing class, your boxing one-to-ones, and even if you want to box alone and learn to box alone, this is going to be very, very useful. This is going to help you throughout the rest of your boxing. When I started boxing, I was doing this for basically the first year of my boxing when I was a kid. I was just doing this in front of a mirror, just keeping the same repetitions going, and now it's like second nature to me. So when I move in boxing, I don't even think about it. So you have to get to that point where you'll never think about it again. All right, so I'm gonna pan the camera down to my feet. Before I do that, your feet, I want you to think about this in your head. Your feet are in line with your shoulders, okay? So as I'm going to explain to you, we have right-handed and left-handed fighters, okay? So if you're right-handed, your right hand is in your rear and your left hand is leading, okay? If you're a left-handed fighter, so that means if you're a left-handed person, your right hand is in front and your left hand is by your chin in the rear. We call this southpaw, which is a left-handed fighter, and we call this orthodox, which is a right-handed fighter. Me personally, I'm an orthodox fighter, so I have my right hand by my chin and my left hand leading the way when I'm boxing. So when you start off square and then turn, get your left leg in front and your right leg behind, just like my shoulders are, but my feet should be in line with my shoulders, and my hands are right hand's by my chin, my left hand's in front, my elbows are going down. All right, we're not talking about our stance just yet. We're talking about our footwork, but just before I pan down to my feet, I just want you to have that image in your head. All right, so now I'm going to pan down to my feet and show you how it looks. So you should look like this. All right, so my hands are by my chin. All right, and this is what my feet look like. As you can see, the weight is evenly distributed on my right leg and my left leg. I have an imaginary weight in the middle of my body pulling me down into the middle. My knees are slightly bent, my feet are in line with my shoulders, and you maybe want to have your heel slightly off the ground for your back leg. It might be uncomfortable at first, but you will build up the strength in your leg and your calf muscles, and you just want to be able to be comfortable in this position for a long period, because this is how you're going to be moving in boxing. This is how you're going to be standing in boxing for majority of the time, okay? So when we step in boxing, if I want to step forward, I have to lead with the front leg first, okay? Wherever I'm going, I lead with the leg that's in that direction. So let me give you an example. The left leg is in front right now because I'm an orthodox fighter. I'm going to step forward one step. I'm going to lead with my left leg first. The back leg follows after. Now, if I want to step backwards, the back leg is going to lead and the front leg is going to follow. Okay? So, in a way, I'm kind of pushing off that leg and stepping forward with this leg. Then going back, I'm pushing off the front leg and stepping back with the back leg. Alright? So that's how you step forward and backwards in boxing. I'm going to show you from the side. When I step forward, I kind of push off the back leg and step with the front leg. There. I step back with the back leg and push off the front leg. There. When you see some people in boxing, what they do is, especially if they're a beginner, they haven't learned the foundations properly, or if a coach hasn't taught them properly, they will step forward and then they'll start leaning over the front foot. Alright? That's a bad habit. You want to stay in the middle. Keep the weight in the middle. Always. Alright, I'm going to face forward now, and I'm going to show you how we step to the right and how we step to the left in boxing. Alright, so when I step to the right in boxing, I do the same kind of principle. I step with my right leg first, and the left leg follows. And I go to my left, so my left leg first, and my right leg follows. So as you can see, I step to my right, I step to my left. Okay? Very basic. Alright? You can even like push off that leg, the left leg, and step with the right leg. There, boom. Push off this leg, step with the left leg. Okay? I never ever in boxing cross my legs when I'm stepping. This is a forbidden rule in boxing. If you ever do this, or if you ever see your coach showing you this, then you gotta change your coach, because this is a real red flag whenever you see someone doing this in boxing. I'll tell you why. As soon as you cross your legs in boxing, you are no longer in balance, you no longer have a foundation, you're no longer a pyramid. If I get punched right now or pushed, I'll trip over myself, okay? I'll be off balance. You wanna always be on balance. There's a reason why you're kind of like a pyramid right now, strong foundation. When I step to my right, even if I get hit, I can absorb, I can take a step back and absorb that punch, all right? If I'm too side on, some people get too side on when they start boxing, they're like that. That's a no-no as well, yeah? My balance is off. I'm gonna be like a surfer, yeah? You wanna be like a pyramid, kind of like slightly off, just like this kind of direction, okay? My lead foot is always facing my opponent. Wherever my opponent is, it's gonna be facing him, all right? So this is the basics of your footwork. Not much to do. If you wanna have a drill to do when you're boxing, just do this. When you start off, just take one step forward, one step back, one step to the right, and one step to the left, okay? So when you start boxing, if you just want a normal simple drill to do this. One step forward, one step back, one step to the right, one step to the left, yeah? And then you can build on that. You can do 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps to the right. If I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? So that's all you have to do to learn how to keep your foundation strong in boxing. So it seems quite simple. It seems quite simple, right? So like how I'm explaining it, it seems quite simple. That's all it is, to have a strong foundation in boxing, but it really is. But a lot of people forget this. A lot of people, they go into boxing and then they start focusing on their punches and they forget about their feet. But if you always practice this like daily until you got it firmly set, you'll be good to go into your punches, into your boxing after that. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the jab. I'm gonna move on to the other parts of boxing. I hope you found this part helpful. Catch me on the next part. Peace.